wrestling.
Mumble a few words.
What have I become? Something away.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the We Like Wrestling podcast.
Just lost Jericho as a listener.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it, man. I still, to this day, I don't get it. I can't get it. What do people find awesome about that song?
I'm here with.
But we're still talking about theme songs.
Yeah.
Like 3 weeks later.
And Wes isn't here anymore.
Yeah, no, it's still.
I'm here with John and Justin, and we're all drinking Steve Austin's Broken
Stone Cold.
Broken
Stone
Skull
Cold.
IPA.
By God.
It's not that great.
I like
In
it.
my
No,
opinion.
you don't like it because you like fruity drinks. This is a very good IPA.
I like Dogfish.
60?
Yeah.
I'm not really an IPA guy.
I like it, and I'm the beer guy, so it gets a pass.
It's expensive, though.
It's a little expensive. Like, I wouldn't buy it again to just drink. But I bought it for a special occasion. I found it.
You do want to see if Nick's the beer connoisseur.
Obviously, around this time, every 4 years, the Olympics. But
Well, every
but
4
this
years.
Except for this year was 5 because they didn't do it last year.
Yeah.
so
So are they going to go by like this year now, or are they just going to make it 3 next time?
Get back on schedule or whatever.
Yeah.
probably
I wonder-
3 years.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it was even years,
Yes.
so it should be 24.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be last year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So will they make it shorter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So in honor of the Olympics,
We're going to talk about how great America is. America!
Fuck yeah!
No, not just Americans.
America.
We're not that great 'cause we're not
pro
doing it.
wrestlers who have competed in the Olympics for the United States or for any other country.
Okay, no
all-
news.
Only one. Oh yeah, well we do have some news.
So
Go ahead. I don't really care anymore. I'm tired.
It's big news. I mean, you got to talk about it.
It's not big news anymore. I'm tired of seeing it.
Wow.
And I'm tired of, you're not on the internet as much as Jared and I are.
Yeah.
You know what? It's starting to become repetitive. And I'm really just
so and so gets released. Oh, they're going to AEW.
They're going to go to
or-
AEW. They're going to, oh, what a waste. It's like, is it a waste? Is it a waste if someone who is talented and has made money and got over is let go, whether they're given their release or told their release, like whether they're granted a release because they wanted it or whether they were just told, hey, we don't need you around anymore? Is it sad? Is it pathetic that WWE is releasing these people? Or is it awesome? Go do your shit somewhere else to a new audience that may not know you. And you can reinvent a character. It's hard to reinvent a character. Bray did it, but not everybody can do it. Reinvent a character in the same company without being released. How many guys were able to reinvent themselves elsewhere? We'll always bring up Christian. You know, he went away, reinvented himself. McIntyre went away, reinvented himself. Even Brock went away, reinvented the type of, even though he was on top when he left, he went away. He did go to Japan, which is a lot of people forget about, but he went away. He redeveloped what kind of character he was going to come back with, and now he's the biggest star in the last 10 years.
And I mean, even Bray did that before. I mean, he was Husky Harris on NXT. Came back
You
as
remember who his NXT whose NXT Pro was, right? Original NXT, like when he was actually on, like
The
competing.
game show version.
The game show NXT.
I don't remember.
So I have to say it. Let's just say he works for AEW. He's also the executive vice president of AEW.
oh, was it Cody? It was.
But I'm
Okay,
pretty sure
everybody-
Cody's younger than Bray.
But he was Husky Harris in NXT, and then I guess he got released or whatever.
He never got released.
He went to developmental
Yeah,
where he came up with
And then
the Bray character.
he was the leader of the Wyatt family,
Yes.
and then he became the Eater of Worlds, the Leader of Worlds, whatever it was. And then he came back as Firefly Funhouse and The Fiend.
Well, I mean, Eater of Worlds, that's all.
And-
It's all really one gimmick. He went from cult leader backwoods to supernatural powers.
And each time he got himself back on track, he got popular, he got over, he got,
Two-time
you know,
world champ.
He got tattoos. He used to only have that shitty
he
tattoo.
came back better. And
Wherever he goes, he's going to be an asset. There's no doubt about that.
so
So now none of the Rotundas, right? Because Bo got fired.
Bo's gone. He hasn't shown up anywhere
and
else.
Mike got let go.
Mm-hmm.
So
And-
now they're all gone.
on Bray's Twitter, it says Wyndham. It says leader of Cult of Wyndham, or Cult of
Which
Wyndham
is his
coming
real name,
soon.
Wyndham Rotundo.
Yeah.
Because Barry's his godfather or uncle.
His uncle.
Uncle.
Yeah,
So-
Rotunda married Wyndham's sister.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes, is Bo gonna go with him? Be in that cult?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I like Justin's idea.
Oh, the fantasy booking that I came up with.
Yeah.
In AEW, yeah.
So you have all members of the Wyatt family are either not with none of them are with WWE anymore. One has passed on, but his son still works for AEW. He is part of the Dark Order. You could have him turn heel on the Dark Order and say that he is the kid, Brody Lee Jr. is what they're referring to him as, right? No, number
-1.
negative one.
Negative
one. That he is going to bring upon a wrath to AEW. No, not Adam Bomb. Is he dead? No, he's still alive. Brian Clark's still alive. Brian Adams is dead.
Crush is dead.
Crush is dead, yeah. So he brings in Bray, Eric Redbeard, is that what they're calling him now?
Redbeard. Yeah, right.
And Braun, whatever they would call Braun. I don't know.
I would even bring him in, bring Redbeard 1 week. Don't bring them all at once.
No, bring them all at once. Fucking lights out, lights on, all at once. And he and -1 is just in the ring. Bray is in a chair, and -1 goes and sits on his lap or something. It'd be fucking amazing.
Reinvention of the Wyatt family.
You could even have him say, because Dark Order now are joking around with Hangman. Now they're good. They're kind of goofy good guys. Where he could be like,
exactly right.
Yeah,
He's no, this is not who you guys were.
This is what my
not
dad
what my
had.
father
Yeah.
wanted you to be. And then so I say bring them all in with the last name Brody. So whether you call him Bray Brody or Wyndham Brody, Eric Brody, and Braun Brody, but they should be the Brody family now, because this was his vision, and they're gonna see it out. You guys have now become weak. Maybe one member of the Dark Order comes over, one that nobody thinks is gonna come over, Colt Cabana. That'd be pretty cool. The one that nobody thinks would actually come over.
kind of forget he's even
turn
still
dark.
there.
Yeah, is he? I don't know. But that obviously my favorite. I always talked about it is Silver. I also like Grayson. So
There's a big muscle guy too.
that's 10.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. But
I
he's a
like
big
guy.
guy.
He is
He's
a big guy, and he works really well. I don't know who he is. I looked it up.
There's so many of them.
But no, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't anybody before. He was an indie guy, but he's never done anything or been anywhere before.
Do the other numbers wrestle?
I think they just make people up.
7 is isn't that Silver's partner? Or was Silver 7? I don't remember.
The only one I'm not really a fan of is Evil Uno.
It started out with, remember that one pay-per-view we watched? They showed up at the end and were like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Because they were, the Super Smash Brothers or something?
Yes. That was the first pay-per-view.
Yeah, that was just Evil Uno and
Grayson.
Stu Grayson.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it turned into 12 people.
Yeah, and they were a team before. Yeah, they were really Super Smash
them two
Brothers.
were, yeah.
I
I think they just stole a mask on somebody and say, go out there, you're part of the Dark Order now.
They used to. Now they don't. They don't have the creepers anymore. Now they're a big unit.
Now it's the same people.
It's
Yeah.
it's a big unit, but they're still. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. Bring that whole thing together.
That would be cool.
It'd be a great storyline. Hopefully, someone will put the shit together and think about it. Because again, you don't want to keep going. Oh, AEW should sign every guy that gets released from WWE. But there's a difference still between guys who have potential to do stuff and guys who don't, like Mark Henry. I'm always going to go back on Mark Henry and Big Show. And Christian to an extent. I get it. He's a great asset.
He's putting guys over, though.
Matt Hardy. We really need Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Those are guys who, they've done their shit. Let them let them. If you need to sign them, if you really think, oh, they're going to be these great creative geniuses, and Matt Hardy is, he's done it. We were just talking about reinventing yourself. Matt Hardy has done it time after time, many different reincarnations of Matt Hardy. So he's got a great creative mind, but he doesn't need to be on TV.
And that
same with
feud,
Christian.
Well, like now he sort of has a group he sort of manages, so he's not
I don't
wrestling
like his
live.
group. His group is annoying.
I know, but
It's
I
not
mean,
even like it's go away heat. It's not even like, oh, these guys, I
Nothing.
want to see them get beat up. It's like I don't want to see them on TV. They are adding no value.
but at least
Okay.
Matt's not wrestling every week.
Yeah, the
Kinda.
last okay, yes, I get he was fine in the Adam Page thing where they were competing for contract. It's still kind of stupid, but it's whatever. After that, he didn't need to be there anymore.
and the Christian and Matt feud was just nostalgia.
Yeah.
But Christian's helped getting guys over. I mean,
Is he though? Who's he getting over? Who'd he put over?
yeah, Jungle Boy was over, but
Exactly. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, they were all already
They
over.
didn't need him.
And Matt
Yeah.
Sydal didn't get any more over from wrestling Christian Cage.
And him wrestling Matt Hardy doesn't
I
get
think-
Matt over.
So
We've
I
what's
seen
think
he-
that.
part of it
what's
is.
happened?
I think part of it is also because his last good run in WWE was because of Edge.
I will
I-
never
and-
look at the end of Christian's career. Christian dies right now, today, falls dead, and we do a top 10 Christian moments. You're going to talk about TLC, obviously,
Mhm.
and then outside of that, it's all going to be TNA. So his best stuff was TNA. He was never, in my mind, he'll never go down as a WWE.
Because they saw him for
Because
his
he
talent.
was able to do his shit. I will never say, oh yeah, okay, so he's world champion. I think the TNA belt meant more because this was
He was
actually giving-
NWA.
yeah, this was somebody actually. Well, even that doesn't matter. This was somebody actually giving him a chance. Here, carry our company.
He was
He was never going to carry Vince's
the
company.
first TNA Hall of Fame induction.
yeah.
Dixie Carter could have had anybody.
The equivalent of you get Ric Flair, but we want Christian. Nothing against him, but shit.
You know, this is something to wrestle with, but that story that Bruce Pritchard tells.
We can have John Cena come in and have a match.
Like you said-
he's never worked here before. Yeah, that's the point. No, we want Christian.
Never, Undertaker is the only one that was like a no.
Yeah,
We did not have Undertaker.
Yeah,
Anyone else on the WWE roster is available for
John
one night.
Cena.
No,
we want
Dixie Carter,
Christian.
and she's like, I like that Christian guy. Can we get him? And Bruce is like, we can have anybody we want. Like, are you listen to me?
No one's buying the pay-per-view to see Christian get inducted. They're just gonna watch it on YouTube. But if you would have said, "Hey, John Cena's gonna come in and have one match and one match only ever with Bobby Roode," I don't know. At the time, Bobby Roode was over. That was the generation, the me generation, or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
And he picked Christian
anybody.
because I think AJ was already gone.
Didn't Bruce go to Vince and go, she wants Christian? And Vince is like, ha, she can have him. Like, you have to give him back. Keep him. Like, like she picked
Wait,
him.
don't you guys already have Christian? No,
He's-
you signed him back.
He works
Oh
for me.
shit!
You mean the one that's not Edge?
Yeah,
She wants that one? Yeah.
put a dot over his face.
So when you think of Olympics and wrestling, obviously there's one guy that comes to mind.
So we skipped over the news anyway. But all right.
What news?
We said you didn't want to talk about it anymore because you're so tired of the Bray Wyatt stuff, and then we didn't talk about it anyway.
What other news is there besides Bray? Oh, Flair. Who? I don't know. I mean, what else? What? Who cares?
He was doing nothing anyway.
The guy only has like $200 in his bank account anyway. He spends it all. He can't keep money. He burns a hole in his pocket. He's gonna be living with Charlotte and Del Rio Light. I don't know.
He's gonna be living for the next
That's not
100
fair.
years.
I like Andrade so much more than Del Rio. What's his name now? I forget.
Andrade
El Idolo.
Okay, so I can still call him Andrade.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
And I guess Del Rio posted something about
How's he not in prison?
Something that he's gonna like blackmail Paige or something or somebody. Is he blackmailing somebody?
he's or suing or
How's he not in jail?
I don't know.
and he posted a picture of the WWE title and said soon. or
Oh, that I
something.
don't know about. But I heard he was gonna blackmail Paige. It's like, what? Hasn't this girl been through enough? What else could you possibly have on her?
You're gonna post a sex tape of her? We've already seen it.
Yeah,
Naked pictures of her? Seen it.
she's gonna. What is it? Unless you have like a video of her doing blow, which I mean, So
Even that wouldn't shock anybody. Yeah.
Not really. It's wrestling. I've seen many.
You have a video
people-
of you watching her have sex with someone else? 'Cause we've seen that
We've
too.
seen that too.
Her coming on the belt?
Or she didn't come.
Well, we've seen it.
Actually, that's the only thing we didn't see. So if maybe he has a video of her squirting on the
Maybe.
That's
Yeah,
it.
he's got nothing.
That's what he's got. And she's like, no, you can't show that. Fucking
That's where I draw the line.
I gauged my asshole by putting different things in it to get it loose, but you can't show that.
I had sex with Xavier Woods
That's a good thing.
while what's his face?
No,
was.
the other one was Xavier Woods was the one recording. No, that's
No,
right.
Brad
No,
Maddox.
It was
Brad
Brad Maddox.
Mad
Mad
Brad.
He was all up in her shit right there.
Yo, whatever happened to him?
Who knows?
He was good. I liked him. He was a good mouthpiece, and he was a good wrestler. And like, he started doing it after the sex tape came out. He started doing this thing where like he was posting on like Instagram and Twitter and stuff about like, I want you back. Like it was a work. It was like, so this was going to be his going mad character, was that he lost this girl who everybody's going to know is Paige, but he doesn't say it's Paige. And like, everybody keeps talking about her and reminding me of her. And then it just went away. It worked like one match for ROH.
I like that sex tape came out right around when her movie was coming out in theaters.
No. That was way before that.
Well, I remember catching it at the same time. Maybe it just got
You know,
re-uploaded.
there was multiple sex tapes. Like the first one came out with Brad Maddox, and like that was the original one that came out. And then all the other stuff came out later.
Oh, so
Did you ever see the interview of the girl that played Paige in the movie?
No.
And they're talking, and Paige is next to her, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's such an honor to play her. Like, you could just Google Paige, and so much stuff pops up." And Paige looks at the camera like,
I
"Don't
wouldn't,
do that! don't do that!
I wouldn't do that.
Don't Google it. YouTube it. YouTube stuff is safe. Don't Google. Google's dark."
Olympic
So
wrestlers.
Paige, but I'm Xavier Woods.
Olympic wrestlers.
Come on, that was funny. God damn it, that was funny.
Justin's got 10. I have 10. I don't know if they're the same.
I don't know if I have 10. I have some.
There's one that everybody knows. He won the gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Mark Henry. Oh, there's only one Olympic gold medalist, and people tend to forget then that there's like other people who competed in the Olympics, but like they just didn't win gold with a broken neck. Oh, and his Instagram or TikTok, whatever it is, he's fucking hilarious. There's a video of him, and he's like, his wife made him spaghetti, right? And he's twirling the spaghetti on a fork. It sounds really boring, but trust me, it's her.
I
So
think
he made it. He made it
I've
great.
seen that video.
So he takes out a pair of scissors and cuts the spaghetti. And his wife is like, "Are you really that lazy?" He's like, "Lazy? You want to talk about lazy? I won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck." And she's like, "If you say that one more time," it's like, shoot, like he must actually say this shit like all the time. I die. R-Truth has a great one. James Storm's TikTok is very funny. Yeah, some of these guys. I mean, Kurt's a natural comedian. If he didn't ever get into wrestling, if he literally broke his neck in the Olympics and was never able to do something physical again, I would have loved to see him do stand-up. I still love to see him do stand-up. He's fucking hilarious.
I want to know how Dolph does. That stand up.
Dolph and his brother.
Look, the funniest thing about Dolph dumped him, and that was Amy Schumer. You know why she dumped him?
Why?
He's too athletic in bed. He just keeps going and does all this weird shit.
That's a good reason to dump
She was
him.
like, I couldn't handle it anymore. His work rate in bed is amazing. Yeah. He was dating Amy Schumer, and she just couldn't do it anymore.
I like Amy Schumer.
I do too. I
think
think she's hilarious. I think her stand-up is hilarious. Her show was terrible.
I didn't watch her show.
Oh, it was terrible.
I think she's cute
But
too.
again, she probably had writers who were forcing her to do stuff because of Comedy Central. But when she's on her own, doing her own thing, it was really fun.
I think she's attractive.
I don't care about that. That's not the point. I think she's hilarious. Also, Nikki Glazer. Oh, my girlfriend hates it. Every time I always bring up, I'm like, well, that's not as funny as Nikki Glazer. I think she's good. I think Kurt would have been a great comedian. He's very funny. Think of a fucking tiny little cowboy hat,
Yeah.
a broken freaking neck, you know.
I like the thing you said with Ken Shamrock putting his kids to sleep.
Oh yeah,
That's
Shamrock has an
awesome.
Instagram, TikTok too. That's right. A lot of these guys, man.
I didn't put the kids to sleep. Okay, and he goes in, is like choking him out.
Naya is this funny for only one thing, and it's because Shayna is always in the background doing something funny. So it's really you're really watching for Shayna because it's always like her, Miz, and Reg like dancing or something, but there's always like something in the background with Shayna happening. It's funny.
So besides Kurt Angle, Mark Henry, who else we got?
Well, yeah. So Mark Henry was a strongman. Obviously, he wasn't a pro wrestler or an Olympic wrestler. He was a strongman.
A weightlifter, yeah.
Did he win any medals?
He did not. Well, I don't know if he won any medals. That I don't know.
He was a power lifter.
Yeah, he was a power lifter. I don't know if he won medals, but he definitely he was good. He competed. He won a lot of different things. He win the like they call him the world's strongest man. He did win that contest, the strongman contest. Even later on, when people were telling him, I watched his documentary, and when people were telling him, you don't have it anymore. Like you're just, you keep calling yourself the world's strongest man. He got Vince's permission to go and compete, and it was like Hall of Pain time. This isn't like, this is like Undertaker, wrestling Undertaker type of shit. But still, so he went and competed and won. He was like, no, I'm still the world's strongest man. He is. He's a hawk of a guy. I mean,
yeah, he's not fat. Like his body is just, he's big.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd put him over Brock any day. Like in a strength competition, they're both fucking farm boy strong.
Yeah.
Like they're both natural strong.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go to the gym to lift. They just lift things. That's what they do. That's what their body was put on this earth to do, is to lift things.
Mark Henry came in 10th at the 1992 Barcelona games.
Wow.
And then he
10th in the world is, I'm sorry. It wasn't placing gold, but like 10th in the world of a strongman.
He had an injury, so he had to pull out of the rest of it.
Oh, really? Oh, damn. I didn't know that.
Here's one I didn't know was in the Olympics. Bad News Brown.
Yes, Bad News Brown.
Or Bad News Allen, whatever you...
Right, Bad News Allen. What did he do? Was he a wrestler?
Judo.
Judo. Well, that's also what Ronda Rousey did. I think judo or jiu-jitsu. I don't know. It's the same shit.
He came in third, won the bronze in judo.
Wow. No wonder he never won it.
In 1976.
Wow. It's like 10 years before his Fed run. So he went to work for Stu pretty fast after that, then, because he was a big star up there, right?
Yeah.
He was a big star in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
He beat like all the Harts up there. Like he was their heel. He just like ran through the whole Hart family up there, and then he came to the Fed, and I think they gave him a rat at one point.
Yeah, that was later.
Or possum.
But his whole thing was like, remember every Survivor Series team he'd walk out.
Yeah, he was alone. He was kind of like Kevin Steen of the time, or Kevin Owens, whatever you want to call him. So yes, I did have bad news. For Nganya.
He's not on my list, but okay, that makes sense.
He was a member of the U.S. Olympic team, but decisions were made that took Nganya's Olympic dreams away from him. So he was on the team, but I guess he got pulled off of it.
No.
I don't know if he was a coach. This doesn't really go into. I don't know who this guy is, but here's another one. Noya Agawa. He's a judo competitor in the '92 Barcelona Olympics, so the same Olympics.
Mark Henry was
that
in.
Mark Henry's in, but this guy was doing judo.
I never even heard of him as a wrestler. I don't know who that is.
He was he beat IW in 1996. After 1996, he made his professional wrestling debut by defeating IWGP champion Shinya Hashimoto, which does ring a bell to me.
I don't know who that is either.
It sounds familiar. And then his second, so that was his first ever pro wrestling match.
Imagine that.
Beat IWGP champion in front of 60,000 people.
Wow.
What's his second match? Beat Stan Severn. To become the NWA World Champion. So this guy was an NWA World Champion. Beat Severn.
Not Ric Flair, NWA.
And this is in 96, 97. So this is, Dan Severn has already competed in in MMA, in UFC, the early days of UFC, but still.
He's not in WWE yet.
He is, no.
Did he come in
I don't think
98?
so. Yeah, I
98,
don't think so.
98,
Yeah,
99.
he's not there yet. He came in as NWA champion, so he must get the belt back.
But this isn't Flair, Harley Race NWA.
Right.
This is later.
This is there's some people that still keep the NWA alive. So here's one that I don't know if you have. I'd like to look up where this credentials come from. This is from lastwordonsports.com. I didn't know this was a thing. Did you know that Giant Gonzalez was on the Olympic basketball team?
I didn't until I went on the site called Last Word on Sport.
Oh, you motherfucker!
That's why I started laughing. Well, first, you were reading about the Bert Gagne, and I'm reading it like word for word. I'm like, what if we're on the same article? Then you said Last Word on Sports. I'm like, well, we are. Yeah, number 10, Giant Gonzalez. I didn't know that.
I was skipping around. I didn't want to just give all the duds first. That's why I was going. I went down and up, and yeah.
That's funny.
Giant Gonzalez. I didn't know that. I know that Turner brought him into WCW because he signed him for the Hawks, and then it didn't pan out. I think he played some games, but I don't think he ever stayed.
Neither did his wrestling career.
Well, I mean, he's got some wins over the Undertaker.
We're talking about him, so
He's got a win over the Undertaker. Not a WrestleMania win, but a win nonetheless.
and he was on Sting's team in one of the War Games.
No, that wasn't with Sting.
Wow.
That was the one after Sting Squadron. That was Dustin
Pillman,
Elegante. No, he wasn't on the team. He came in to save Pillman. That's after Sid did the dickhead thing where he tried to go all the way up with fucking Pillman.
almost killed him.
Yeah, that one. So that was the year after Sting Squadron. So I didn't know that. 88.
Yeah. I'm guessing in basketball, because that would be.
Yeah, basketball. Yeah, that's what he was. I mean, he's a giant guy. He played basketball. Played for the Atlantic Hawks. He could have been the 90s version of Yao Ming, but just wasn't. I mean, that's all it was height.
Yeah.
Because he was a big dude. I mean, he towered Undertaker.
He was tall.
He just fucking huge.
He needed to fill out a little bit. He was too thin.
And then you know how they made it look better, right?
Put him in a furry
Dressed
suit.
him up as a fucking monkey man. What the fuck?
Give him a suit with airbrush muscles on it.
He has no muscles, so we airbrush muscles.
And fur.
It worked for Ultimate Warrior. Remember when he airbrushed muscles on his singlet?
Yeah.
All right.
Ken Patera,
Ken
of
Patera
course.
is probably the first Olympian that you knew of. He was called Mr. Olympian, right? That was his gimmick. I actually remember seeing some of his strongman competitions. He competed with Lou Ferrigno. I don't know if Lou Ferrigno competed in the Olympics, but he competed in a strongman competition with Lou Ferrigno. I remember watching them try to bend the bar over their neck and shit. And that old school stuff looks painful because now it's just lift this heavy thing and put it over there. Back then they're bending rebarb and shit across their neck, and all they have is this tiny towel to cushion. But still, I mean that looks painful.
Did some time in jail too.
Ken Patera?
Yeah.
What did he do?
I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, he came back. He used to be managed by Bobby Heenan, and then he came back out of jail, and he turned down Bobby Heenan. That's when he became a face. But I don't know.
So he went to jail, came back, and became a face.
He left as a heel, and he came back, and Bobby Heenan was manager or something. And Bobby made some kind of Bobby Heenan comment.
Should have probably reversed that.
And
He's more of a heel now.
And then
Could have gave him the Crush gimmick back in the 80s or 90s, whatever that was. Crush went away and he went to jail. And then he came back and he spent 10 years in prison when really it was 10 months.
Ken Patera was the first American to clean and jerk 500 pounds.
You can't say that. You can't. That's not. We're not going to do this. We're not.
That's a different show.
We're not going to say the words clean and jerk. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. So Hulk Hogan obviously was in the Olympics because he's the realest American. I'm kidding.
I found out what Ken Patera did.
Oh, what did he do?
In 1984, he was denied service after hours at a McDonald's restaurant in Wisconsin prompting the angry wrestler to throw a rock through a window of the building.
He's a heel. So he's just the muscle version of Jim Cornette. If Jim Cornette had muscles, he would have also done that, but he just berated someone. And so it made him cry.
Patera claims that a former employee threw the rock. He and fellow AEW heel Masa Saito,
Did you say AEW?
Mhm.
AWA, sorry,
AWA.
assaulted the police officers who came to arrest him.
And back in the 80s, that's not a huge deal. At least neither of them were black, so they weren't going to get killed.
He was sentenced to 2 years in prison.
Yeah, if that was a black guy, he would have been shot and killed. Even in the 80s.
He's also was in a lawsuit against the WWE for brain injuries. That's probably why I don't mention him.
Wasn't he an agent?
Maybe not anymore.
Okay. Mad Dog Vachon?
Yeah, I didn't know about him.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I have no idea who that is.
Ugly, you know who Luna Vachon is, right?
Yeah.
Well, one's their dad, one's their uncle.
Oh, I don't know.
There's a Maurice Vachon, and there's another one. There's Butcher
Maurice-
Vachon and Mad Dog
I was
Vachon.
going to say, Maurice is Mad Dog.
Yeah, and then there's a Butcher Vachon. I don't know. They're brothers.
Oh, I didn't know that. I only knew of Mad Dog Vachon.
But I don't know which one is her dad.
He's Canadian, though. I didn't know that. So he competed in the 1948 Olympics.
Oh,
Holy shit!
crap, he's old.
I mean, which one did well, we didn't talk about him yet, but Sheik was in a pretty early one. I don't remember what it is. Have you ever seen pictures of him in the Olympics? The dude's cut as fuck. Like, Sheik was a good-looking dude.
The original Sheik or
No, Iron Sheik.
Iron
Yeah,
Sheik.
there's no. The original Sheik is a piece of shit. He's fucking Sabu's uncle. That's all he is. He literally. So there was a time, and this is completely off, but because you brought up the original Sheik, so Sabu was working WCW. This is early WCW, like '93, and it's in Detroit or in that area. And he's like, hey, can we bring my uncle in to be my manager? And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. They're like, well, we don't really want to. You could just be there. He doesn't really need to do anything. So Sabu tells him that, and he's saying, okay, yeah. He tells no one that he's going to do this. Throws fire in the guy's face. No one knows what's going to happen.
Mm.
Sabu already does the triple jump bullshit that he does, right? The 1-2 moonsault bullshit. Yeah. And after he does his finish, because that's his finish, he fucking throws fire in the guy's face for no reason, just to get himself over. He's a piece of shit. Like, you can't just do that to someone without telling them. I don't care if they're a jobber or whatever. Yeah, so I fucking hate the original Sheik. It's stupid. Fucking bullshit. Carl Gotch was also in the 1948 Olympics. So I wonder if they competed against each other. And Danny Hodge was in the 52 and 56. Danny Hodge! Love Danny Hodge. That's just fucking JR's guy,
JR's
right?
favorite wrestler of all time.
Fuck, I don't get it, man. Why?
Like Pritchard's is Dory Funk Jr.
Well, at least the Funks were fucking good.
He's from Texas. They're huge down there.
Of course, yeah. But what did Danny Hodge ever do?
Before my time.
Maybe because, like, we grew up and had guys like Brock and Angle and Benoit, guys like shooters like Danny Hodge don't mean shit to me. Even like Ted DiBiase, like I get it, I get why he was good, but Ted DiBiase, even in his prime, wasn't holding a candle to Angle or Perfect, because Perfect took down Brock Lesnar at 50,000 feet or whatever the fuck it was.
Right from hell.
Yeah.
What about Backlund? Was he in the Olympics? No.
No, I don't think so.
Seems like he'd be a great wrestler. Like,
he was. He's in great condition still to this day.
yeah.
Still. Who was just telling a story about? Jeff Jarrett on his podcast was telling a story about when they were on the road in 94, 93, 94. The Backlunds come back with Brett, and he has a hotel room, and Backlund is next door. Every morning at like 3:30 in the morning, he'd hear this constant like knocking on the wall. And he was like, so one day, it happened every night. So one day he eventually asked, like, what's going on in there? He's like, oh, that's the time I get up to do my stand-ups. So Bob Backlund at 3:30 in the morning would wake up, put a chair in his hotel room up against the wall, and just step up 100 times. Step on the chair, step down.
And at that point, he's what, 45 or
I mean,
whatever?
yeah, he's already old.
Hey, 45 is not old.
Oh, it's old. It's old to be stepping up on a fucking chair at 3:30 in the morning.
Iron Sheik was in the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico City.
And what was Gotcha? They were 48. Okay.
Then he was an assistant coach for the U.S. Olympics in the 70s.
Yes, I do remember that from his. Oh, that documentary, man! If you've never seen that, that was a good documentary. Who was Patera arrested with?
Masa Saito.
Saito was also in the Olympics in '64.
There you
Was
go.
that the same year as Patera? '64.
I have to look. He got arrested in 84.
20 years later. Yeah, 64. He was Masa Saito. So they just went Olympic fucking batshit crazy on everybody.
Must be the steroids.
No.
I didn't say that. I wasn't.
No.
1972, Patera.
Oh, okay. So he was after Masa Saito. Masa Saito, he's not the guy that was in the James Bond movie, was he?
No.
The big guy. Who's the Japanese?
Mr. Fuji's partner. That guy, you mean?
Yeah, is that his partner?
Yeah.
The guy that throws the hat. The
Yeah,
big,
yeah.
What's his name? Do you remember?
Oh, God.
It wasn't Masa Saito?
No, that's Professor Tanaka.
Oh, it is Tanaka. You're
Professor
right.
Toru
It is.
Tanaka.
It is Tanaka. So to bring things a little more current, Jeff Cobb was actually in the Olympics, and I did not know that in 2004.
You see your Japanese guy, Ricky Choshu, was?
Who the fuck is Ricky Choshu? You're thinking of Ricky Dozen from our last episode, from our book episode.
Wasn't Ricky Choshu one of the NWO Japan guys with what's his face?
Chono?
Yeah.
You think of Chono?
Was it Chono and another guy, wasn't it?
I don't. Chono and Muda.
No, was there was more than one or two? Well, there was like 3 or 4. They have a whole
Chono,
group.
Muda, and Jeff Cobb. Or not Jeff Cobb, sorry. Jeff Farmer.
Sonny Ono was their manager or whatever.
Not in the NWO, no. It was just every other Japanese guy that came into WCW.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did Cobb do?
I don't know. I didn't read it yet.
Tore off heads.
In 2000, he's a big dude, man. So Cobb represented his country of Guam at the 2004 Olympics and was even the flag bearer during the opening ceremony. It does not. It doesn't say.
I didn't know he was from Guam.
Me neither. He doesn't look. He looks like a big white guy. I don't know. I mean,
Like a big farm boy, like you said.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he looks like. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what he did. Competed at the Olympics again. That's all it says.
Has to be like weightlifting or something.
Yeah,
Right?
I would assume it would have to be. But like we said earlier, Ronda Rousey, she was in judo. I thought it was judo. So technically, she's a pro wrestler.
Didn't Hager?
No,
Swags?
I don't think he was an
He
Olympian.
wasn't. I mean, he kind of has a look for it. I didn't know.
Yeah, no. I
He
don't
was
think
an amateur
he was
wrestler. He wasn't in it.
He was an amateur wrestler, but he wasn't.
He's just a badass.
Well, I know that. Is that
He was an All-American, and maybe that's what
American?
you're thinking of. Well, no, he was. But no,
All American American.
but he was an All-American in collegiate. He was a collegiate All-American. That's a term.
Yeah,
All-American.
I know.
Isn't he undefeated in
MMA.
yeah.
And so,
And what's Punk's record? I'm sorry.
Oh,
well, now, no, yeah,
That
now,
was 1-1. He
yeah,
took
he's
that
one
one back.
and one,
Guy
right?
was qualified
Something
for
like that.
cheating or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
somehow failed a drug test.
like 8
3
months
years
later.
later.
I don't know. Yeah, more than 8
Remember that
months
drug
later.
test you took 10 years ago? Yeah, you did pass.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's so weird. So here's another current one: is Chad Gable competed in the 2012 Olympics?
I
You said about him.
Yeah, I said I'm pretty sure Gable was an Olympian. He didn't medal or anything, but I was pretty sure he was an Olympian.
Shelton and Brock were roommates. Did Shelton do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brock didn't either. Why are you bringing up Brock? He was an All-American. There is a difference.
Well, I didn't know he was in the Olympics. I was asking,
No.
like,
No.
who was that guy that
No Charlie Haas.
I remember? You probably know Brad Reagan.
Not everybody that is a collegiate wrestler goes to the Olympics.
Brad Reagan's, is that his name? Reagan's?
Who's that?
No, he was a wrestler. You think he was in the Olympics?
Brad.
He was like a
Reagan.
light version of Patera.
Isn't a light version of Ken Patera just like Rick Rude or Warrior or
Who's
Hogan?
the other guy that he was really high on? They were like showing promos of him, and he never amounted to anything. Never came over.
Mark Henry.
Well, that too. This is a big
Brockus. I don't know. I'm gonna just.
Rulon Gardner.
Who the fuck is Rulon Gardner? More people know who Brockus is than Rulon
I'm just making
Gardner.
up names.
Ludwig Borga. Nathan Jones, which by the way, I was at the dollar store. I think there's another Nathan Jones movie out there.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
it's a dollar store movie. I've been looking for that fucking movie.
Me too.
I've literally gone out of my way to go to the Dollar Tree when I drive by one to find that fucking movie.
That movie was called Muay Thai Giant.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that was what it
I have
was.
it.
You bought
Are you
it?
talking about that knockoff Avengers?
Yes, I
This
want
is
it
my
now.
one.
This is my Michael's one. I want it. After we talked with Wes about it, I want it, and I can't find
He
it.
even
now.
went to the Dollar Tree. He said he saw it. Wasn't there.
Yeah, I've gone. I went to the one out in it's like out Sea Spring, like by the Renders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. Still not there.
He
I want this movie.
he was in the AWA with Vern Gagne. He was in the WWF as an enhancement talent in '86, and then WCW from '89 to '90. Brad Reagan's or Reagan's, however you say his name.
Never heard of him.
Went to the University of Minnesota.
Oh, Brock.
Yeah.
Brock was just a twinkle in his parents' eye. What did you say?
He was in the 1976 Olympics.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. Well, there you go. You got some more. I didn't know some of these. Is there anybody else?
Did you
got?
go through your 10 already?
A 10 what? I don't know, man. I just skipped around. Yeah, I think so. I think I did more than 10.
Do you have any more?
You guys don't know Rulon Gardner?
No!
I know
because I
Rulon
was born
Rouge.
in 1989, and I watched good wrestling.
He competed in the 2000 and 2004 Olympics. That's your lifetime.
Didn't you just say he was in like the 80-something Olympics?
No, that was Brad Reagan's. This
Oh,
is Rulon
this
Gardner.
isn't the same guy.
No, different guy.
Who the fuck is Rulon Gardner? No.
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. Is this like Sylvain Gagne's like shoot name or something like that? Rob Conway or something?
I remember him. I don't know what no one else
Are
does,
you
I guess.
finding him? Who?
Yeah.
And that was his like gimmick?
No,
What's his
Rulon
gimmick?
Gardner is his actual
His
born
shoot name. What was his gimmick name?
He wrestled as Rulon Gardner.
Where?
I'm looking.
I don't think this is a real thing. I think this is a fucking fever dream. This is like Sinbad playing a fucking genie. This is part of the Matrix, man.
It's a weird name to just think of. Oh,
Yeah.
All right, so he wrestled Real Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I watched that. That was,
And then he was in MMA, where he retired with an undefeated record of 1-0.
Who did he fight? Come on, give me a name. What year did he fight in MMA?
2004.
I was watching that. Give me a name. Who did he fight?
Oh man, you're never gonna get this right.
Is it a Japanese guy?
Yes.
Did he? So he fought in the MMA or UFC?
He fought Hidehiko Yoshida
It was probably in like
in an MMA bout for Pride Fight Champion.
Pride. Yeah, this is before UFC bought Pride, and I used to watch a little bit of it. Actually, isn't that where Del Rio fought Mirko Cro Cop? Whatever Del Rio
I think
shoot name
so.
is, I don't know. Whatever. He actually wore a mask during the fight too. Stupid.
El
Me and Mirko
Patrón.
Cro Cop killed him. I used to love Mirko Cro Cop. He was a really good fighter in Pride. You know who else fought in Pride? You remember Bob Sapp? He was a wrestler.
Yeah, big.
Yeah,
He
fought in
passed
Pride.
away, I think, didn't he?
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he fought in Pride. Dan Severn probably fought in Pride too, though. That was a big Japanese thing. Pride was you could do a lot more in Pride than you could in the UFC.
They're not around anymore, are they?
Well, no, UFC bought them, so no, they're not around.
I remember seeing in Walmart like the cheap bid. I'd see like Best of Pride fighting. It'd be like a 3-disc set for like $5.
Some good fights.
So they have like Rage in the Cage, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, never got. I mean, maybe in Japan it got to the heights that UFC did here, but never with the name recognition. But yeah, they had like guys like Del Rio fought there. I think Shinsuke Nakamura also fought there. Yeah, when he was younger.
Nice.
That's probably how Brock got interested in MMA. Because when he went over to Japan, Pride was probably a really big thing over there. He might have had a Pride fight.
Maybe.
Yeah. So does that cover all of our Olympic?
I'm sure there's more, but that's what we
I
got.
don't know, man. I did some looking. I think we hit them all. Who's the greatest?
Kurt Angle.
Why?
I don't know.
He's a gold medalist.
With a broken freaking neck. And he's from Pittsburgh.
If you watch that
That's
video
enough for me.
of him winning that medal, it doesn't even look like he's in pain or anything.
Do you understand wrestling? No. That's actually no. That wasn't even supposed to be a
Like
dick
real
question.
wrestling or
Yeah. Do you understand how it's scored and stuff?
No.
Okay.
takedowns?
Yeah. No, he was in pain because he got shit points, which is great. He did what he had to do, but he got shit points in wrestling to get his gold medal, which is he did what he had to do. At least he didn't tap out and go, I can't do it. I got to forfeit. He knew, okay, I'm gonna get point by point. I'm not gonna get any big points. I'm gonna get shit points for takedowns. I'm gonna get shit out of line points, and
He
gonna
never
win that
pinned
way.
the other guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him that way. That's how I'm gonna win.
Oh, he didn't pin him.
No, he's outpointed him kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like
Winning a boxing match by
or decision,
judge's
or
decision.
I was gonna say it's like winning a field goal kicking competition. Nobody gets any touchdowns, just who gets the most field goals. Kind of like that, like did your team really win? Technically, but like we didn't really do anything. That's how he won. But no,
Good for him.
He did what he had to do. He didn't tap out and go home. So
and he knew his limitations. He knew he wasn't gonna be able to have a standard match with his neck.
I think the greatest is Mark Henry.
How can it not?
Yeah, I mean, at least he didn't have to go to ECW first.
So that world's strongest man wasn't it was like a legit thing.
Yeah. Even though he didn't win the gold medal in the Olympics, he won strongman competitions. He won the world's strongest man. It's not like
He did those like where he would pull like cars and stuff.
yeah,
He did shit like that. Yeah.
like carry like
they bend things.
bend things. They'd like deadlift multiple kegs of beer, which as a bartender that is a very hard thing to do. I don't even load single keg. Like I don't even load kegs of beer by myself into trucks and out of trucks. I do it with someone's help. Not even one. He's doing multiple. Yeah. But no, I'm kidding. Obviously, Kurt Angle is the greatest. He's the greatest Olympian of all time, Olympic wrestler of all time. I mean, obviously, there's going to be arguments to say, like, oh, maybe Ronda did better when she did judo, but whatever.
And honestly, Kurt can probably still out wrestle like half the guys.
I mean, when you learn a skill like that, you never unlearn it. You know how to manipulate someone's joints to the point where they're going to tap and say uncle. Like,
although Pewter almost got him.
yeah, Daniel Pewter, yeah. But that was Percocet, Kurt. Yeah. And he wasn't prepared. What? It's true.
Percocet Angle.
It's true.
Perker Kurt.
It's true. But he might.
Oh, he was
got
out of his
over it.
mind,
Yeah,
he'll
of course,
tell you.
but he got over it. He's doing great for himself now. He's not on it anymore.
That's why WWE released him. Really, it's go get help, Kurt.
Yep.
And instead, he was like, "Screw you!" I went to TNA.
TNA because they don't.
And in TNA, he got thinner and thinner, so it wasn't really helping.
He was still bad the first couple years of TNA too. Until he got his shit together.
Maybe when Karen left.
That's all episode. Him and Jeff and Karen.
Yeah.
And he made Captain America tap out. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
Captain America doesn't have a broken freaking neck.
that's right. He had a broken ankle. Go to that picture.
There was is it Simone Biles? She backed out.
For mental health.
Yeah,
Which is very good.
so good for her.
You need to quit.
And people were like, "Oh, she's gonna do individual," and no, she's not.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Dude, after that shit came out, like somebody took a picture. It's like what we see through the camera lens is one thing. We just see like her sitting on the sidelines, and then like somebody in the stands is taking a picture of her, and you see 13 cameras in her fucking face. So it's like we see her as just, oh, she's just sitting here after her big thing. But what she sees is all of these lights and cameras in her face, all to see what she does after. Well, who cares? Film me out there. After I'm done, I'm done. It's the same shit I say about wrestlers in fucking airports, man. I hate that shit. Or music, anybody. Because when I'm on stage or when I'm performing and I'm in the shit that you're watching me do, that's when you can say your shit and come to me. When I'm in my personal life and I am done doing the shit that I do for a living for the public, that's me. Don't fucking come to me in the bathroom looking for an autograph or asking what I'm doing or where I just had dinner or what I'm wearing. I don't give a fuck. Get out of my face. It's not cool. I would never do it. And it's what drives people to early graves, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
Or causes celebrities to like not leave their house and just avoid people. They'd be, oh, he's
Or
such a
fucking,
snob.
Britney Spears, right? The shaving the head, the attack with the umbrella, right? Like,
yeah.
fuck. Of course, when that happened, I was a kid. I was looking at it like, ha, she's going crazy. It's funny. But like looking at it now, it's like, no. That was a cry for help. She wanted out. She wanted these people to leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really have a life. I mean, it's 24/7.
Eminem used to talk about it. You know, he literally just puts in his songs about going to a restaurant with his daughter, and they're just sitting there and they're having fries, and these people just keep coming up to him. And it's like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm just trying to like enjoy some time with my daughter.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's good for her for acknowledging when it needs to be quit and just do it.
And I think I saw something that another fan went to a wrestler's house and had him sign.
Arn. Somebody went to Arn Anderson's house.
No, somebody else.
Oh God, another one?
They had him sign the world heavyweight, Big Gold. I think it might have been Flair, to be honest.
Conrad Thompson.
They're not getting it. They're not getting the Flair's house.
But it was somebody who had the belt. I can't remember.
Although Flair might be living in Toronto.
I
We got under a bridge. We've got no money.
don't follow the Olympics.
I don't either. Yeah, I just thought it was a fun topic because we're in the middle of the Olympics right now. We're maybe the end of it. I really don't know. How's America doing? Anybody know? Medal counts? Are the Olympics done yet? Or
I'm not sure.
do we have like a medal count? Has anybody finished? Has any sports finished? I saw a little bit of a baseball game once. I don't even think America was playing though. It was somebody else. There's skateboarding. Tony Hawk was there. That's pretty fucking cool. 12-year-old me was excited. I can't believe that. That's pretty amazing. What's next? Fucking paintball?
The Olympics end August 8th. So
Well,
we're
that's in a
almost
few
there.
days. Yeah, it's in a few days. Last week.
What, Saturday?
I don't know, man. Days
What
blend
day's the
together.
4th?
Days blend together for me.
We have the most medals.
Oh.
America! Fuck yeah!
We don't have the most gold. We have the
Coming
most total.
again to show who the fucking cares. We have gold and other medals.
We have 79 total. China has 70 total, but they have 32 gold. They have more gold than us, but not.
How do they determine who wins?
I think it's overall.
I don't think you can. I don't think countries win. That's how many you get. Like, because not every country has a person in every sport.
Yeah.
Japan is behind us with. Oh no, there's.
So then what's the point in keeping track of medals?
Because it's just like you get to say, oh, I have this many medals. So it's not really a thing like, oh, this country won the Olympics. No, we just won in this sport. But like,
Lots of countries already have
you ever
one.
see that? What's that
one
movie?
medal.
What's that movie? What's the Jamaican bobsled team?
Cool running?
Cool Runnings. Yes. And it's like people that live in hot climates don't compete in things that have cold things. So like,
Snowboarding.
Africa isn't, or Jamaica isn't is gonna have a fucking hockey team, so they can't medal in that.
Yeah. One medal, really.
A lot of countries.
Who has one medal?
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
Syria, Malaysia, Kuwait, Ghana, Finland,
Kuwait.
Argentina, and Cote d'Ivoire, which I probably did not say right, are all tied for last with one.
Oh.
And they all have a one bronze. That's it.
Hey, at least they got a medal. Are there any countries with no medals?
Not that on the list. No, if I see. But one is the least amount.
America's kicking ass.
Not
I
79 is the most. Yeah.
think Japan's kicking
America,
ass.
fuck yeah.
Japan has 40 total.
We lead the
Oh.
world in obese fat fucks.
Well, who was behind this?
Japan has 21 gold, so they're ranking it by gold. Japan is third.
Hmm.
China's 32. We have 25. Japan has 21. But they only have 40 total, so they don't have as many as us.
But technically, that's a better statistic that 25 out of their 40 are gold. So they have an over 50%
Yeah.
gold medal.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We all went to
It means absolutely nothing.
we all went to a local baseball game this past weekend.
I got wet.
And yeah, it
And the flood
fucking
broke out.
rained.
Flood
Of
broke
course.
out. Yeah.
Justin,
We went to a flood and a baseball game was there.
Justin was heckling people.
Even before it rained, it wasn't much of a baseball
It
game.
was
I don't know. I was having fun.
it was great. It was a
I
fun
drinking
time.
and
Well, that was fun, but the game itself wasn't very
Yeah.
for their local teams.
Get out while you can, guys. I have a bad feeling things are gonna.
Is that like a suicide thing? You might want to clarify.
Can we still do the show without you?
What that means. Get out while you can.
No, I think the mask mandates are getting.
Yeah, it
Getting
feels like
worse.
it's going
Yeah.
back that way.
There are
Some
some
new
live
strain out or something.
in New York City live events, like sporting events and all that. They are requiring you to show proof of vaccination.
Oh, that's okay.
We're all vaccinated.
That's why we do this.
Yeah. But seriously, get out, enjoy the weather while you can. Hopefully, if it does go back to how it was, it's wintertime and nobody wants to do anything.
I wouldn't do shit in the winter.
I mean, but we're going to some concerts. We're going to AEW in October.
I'm not. Am I going to concerts? I don't have any tickets with you guys, right? Besides
Not
AEW.
yet. Yeah,
When
no.
is that?
AEW is
Constantly
October
remind me. I never
October
remember.
6th in Philadelphia, PA,
I'm not
at
driving.
the Leah Course Center.
I went so well
I
last
don't think that's
time.
how you say it.
Leah Course?
Is that how you say
I
it?
think it's Leah Chorus.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was more enunciated
Let's,
than that.
let's pray that it doesn't get postponed again.
Let's pray we can find a spot in the same city this time.
We paid for parking.
We took an Uber last time from our car to the arena.
No, we were fine. I was more worried about
The car behind Justin couldn't get out because he was sandwiched.
It was the second spot. Remember, the first spot I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
tried. They knew me now that I have a backup camera. I can actually make it. We'll see.
And yeah, different car this time. Yeah.
It might be shorter, like not as long.
Are we all gonna fit in your car? Or are we taking two
Yeah,
cars?
no, we'll figure it out. Who's all, I don't
There's
know.
5 of us.
So we had before.
Yeah.
Fine. We just have to sacrifice somebody to not wear a seatbelt.
I can hold JJ.
Big thank you to our sponsor, Rise Up Nutrition on Penn Ave in West Reading.
You keep me hyper. Keep me fucking going for
Oh,
this
yeah.
shit.
Great people, great
Thank you
stuff.
very much. Yeah.
Energy
you're great.
teas, protein shakes, post workout, pre
You're like
workout.
my favorite local shop that I discovered, just randomly too. Just discovered.
I need to go to Penn Ave and just walk.
That's what I did. That's how I found it.
Mm-hmm. Lots of neat shops along
That's how I found some of the best food too. Beer Wall.
that cupcake
Chatty
place that
Monks.
was on
Addie's Cakes.
yeah.
It won Cupcake
Where
Wars.
did I just eat that was really good? Oh, Wine Down. Wine Down was really good.
I want to go to Chetty Monks.
Chatty Monks is great.
Um,
If you don't want to do the whole restaurant thing, though, you get most of their menu and beers
at the
at
farmers
the
market.
farm-
Yep.
Barley Miles over there too.
Barley Mo,
Mo, yeah.
very good. Great brunch spot. You will not leave. You won't leave there hungry, and you won't leave there not hungover.
There's also a place called Taste of Crepes. I like going there on the weekend for breakfast.
But when you're done, whatever you're doing, stop by Rise Up Nutrition because
Tell them we sent you.
they'll keep you going the rest of the night.
They're great people. They'll help you out. If you don't know what you want, they'll make suggestions. They know what's popular. They know what's good.
Yeah.
I highly suggest checking them out if
Check them out on
you're in the
Instagram.
area.
Rise Up Nutrition.
They've been there for a little over a year, and they already have like 2,000 likes.
Oh,
on the
they're
page. They're growing so
the people
fast,
that go there are dedicated people that go there.
Yeah. and they do weight loss promotions and competitions as well. They have a TV there. They post so and so lost this amount of weight. They won so and so money,
Oh man,
and it was they do water pong or whatever.
I didn't go to that.
Uh,
We signed up and then something happened. I forget what.
But
We
they-
signed up for it and then we weren't able to.
They
go.
do
I
some
don't remember
events.
what it was.
They just recently had a customer appreciation day.
It was fun.
Limited time drinks are always good. Shark Week, they had a great one.
No, they're still there. I think it's still there.
Is it?
I went after Shark Week and got Shark Tank.
Oh.
So
I know they have a fishbowl, but
maybe.
thank you, Rise Up Nutrition. You are great.
Still want to throw a huge shout out to Legends of Hamburg and Outbreak Wrestling. I mean, we're still getting guys. They signed somebody. They've got a coming online. What do they call it? Cyber virtual.
It's a meet and
signing
greet. You can go in person and online.
to the Mojo Rally.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
they're having Mojo somewhere in PA. I don't know. I've never heard of that town.
Oh, okay. But you can do it through Facebook. You can do it live too if you don't want. If you can't
Yeah.
make it out, or if you don't want to do the whole
And
going out places yet.
they did release a date for next year, July 23rd,
Yep. And
Hamburg
also we
Fieldhouse.
got a date for the next Outbreak show,
September
28th. Right?
September 18th.
Oh, 18th? No, are you
18th.
sure?
Yes,
I thought it was later than that.
September 18th, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know where yet though.
Yeah, they didn't announce where, which I thought was kind of weird. But
Legends of Hamburg is still on fire. They are
Yeah.
still going at it, bringing people in, and they're getting ready for next year already. People are booking tables already. That's insane.
we're going to need 3 next year. 2
Yeah.
isn't enough.
Yeah.
We need to put stuff outside next year. Like, there's so many people. I'm still coming down from
That line, when we say
I'll set up outside. I don't care.
when we say the line was wrapped around the building, it was wrapped around the building. We kept looking out. And there was
Halfway
still
through, I went
people.
outside. There was still a line. People coming. I mean,
It was great. Big shout out to Antonio and Ryan for putting that
Yeah.
on. And
hey,
Right.
you see what Outbreak Wrestling.
Thank you to Chris Van Vliet. It was
Oh,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
dude.
great guy.
Huge. Chris
I-
is awesome.
I
man.
can't
yeah.
talk enough about
Yeah.
him. He's a great guy.
Did you watch the Maven one? It's good.
Yeah.
Good. Like it was exactly what I told you guys. Everybody hears the John Cena, The Rock, those stories. Nobody hears the Maven stories, and that's the shit they talk about. Like,
And even Maven
Yeah.
questioned why he wanted
Yeah,
to interview him so
because
bad.
nobody does. Nobody has that story. That's it, man. That's the stuff you want to hear.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I heard about the Undertaker played a prank on him or ribbed him.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. He had somebody else on that I want to check out. I forget what it was. Do you remember who he had recently coming up, or maybe they didn't film it yet? I forget, but I saw something.
Peyton Royce.
No, that wasn't it.
I know he has Jinjak planned.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, by the way, at the convention, we got our belt signed.
By everyone who's been. Whoa!
Ooh, good thing that was
Almost
empty.
bad.
Whoever was a guest on our show, we had him sign at the convention. Chris, Mark Mest, Ryan Vox, and
So if you
Maven.
So if you want to,
So-
sign the belt, you have to be a guest on the show. Feel free to come on and hang out with us.
This bad boy is going to turn into a collectible soon. I want to get a
BYOB.
new one.
I have been looking at new ones.
Yeah.
I've found a really cool website actually.
I think I did too.
Maybe
We're gonna
the
have to
same
compare
one.
prices.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like 200.
mine was like 3.
Mm. It's good enough.
Thank you to everybody for listening, watching, whatever you do. Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Yeah, don't forget to have fun with wrestling because
This is a great time
That's
to be a
about.
wrestling fan. AEW, NXT, WWE on almost every day of the week. If you're a wrestling fan, just take it in and enjoy it. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.